Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky, testing out my new sort of Super Friends, mostly Chandra deck that I'm looking to get to ultimate quickly with Oath of Gideon and Chandra Acolyte of Flame. We're light on lands again, but we're only running 22 lands. We do have a redraw. We have this turn 1 Esper Sentinel, so we have some things to do to help us hopefully draw some cards and draw those lands. And then we're set up also with our, if necessary, Solitude at some point with one of our 3 white cards. It's our second match. Our first match was against Merfolk and got a little distracted there in the middle, but it was fun. Competitive back and forth. It seems like a Tron. Seems like a matchup we can keep up with, or a deck that we can keep up with. Alright, Solitude is not at its best against Tron, although it is really good against Wormcoil. Helix is also not at its best. We really want to hit a land off of this Wall of Omens. Now, I did change those Surveil lands, man. Every time I play them and they slow me down a turn, I get upset. More removal. Okay, well, our burn plan is not the greatest against Tron, but we'll see. Solitude can be good against the Wormcoil if that's the way of trying to stabilize against the damage. Not that we're getting in a lot of damage, we really just need a land. Anyway, I got rid of the Surveil lands and brought in Field to Ruin, so that'd be a nice draw. Slow down our Tron opponent. We'll see. Tron doesn't normally scoop the first game in the match. If they beat us and they don't like the deck we're playing, I've had Tron players scoop before, but alright, Dismember. Are they going to pay? Oh man, another Solitude. We cannot find a land to save our lives. Tron doing Tron things while we are floundering about hoping to make a land drop. I know it's variance. 22 lands is really, it's not a super low number for this type of deck. We're just, there's our third land. Too bad it's not a Field of Ruin. And now we're back to where we need to hit another land. Excuse me. What did they get? Expedition map, so if they don't have Tron already, they will be getting it. So we really need to hit a Field of Ruin fast. Triple Solitude, huh? No, they just have natural Tron. What is hopefully, I mean, this is where we would love to see a Wormcoil, to be honest. As their, Karn, okay. Well, Karn can get them the One Ring or Wormcoil. We can also kill the Karn pretty easily. Again, I've been playing some leagues. Not that many. I mean, I have with the kids in school and spring break and everything. And all the different activities they do, it's hard to find time to do anything. But in the leagues I've been playing, I've not run into Tron. Tron seems to be a best of 3 or a free play deck. It doesn't get a lot of play in the leagues. I guess it's really no longer a tier 1 strategy the way it used to be. Opponent's taking a while. Sundering Titan. Well, that's no fun. And then we have put no pressure on them, so now is the time that we need to find Field of Ruin, because that Sundering Titan is going to do major damage to us, as well as even the Field of Ruin only slows them down for a turn, because we can get this Expedition map out. We can Solitude the Sundering Titan, which is good. So we can play the Chandra. That might be a way out. It comes down with 5, we go up to 6. We're 2 turns away. We can Lightning Bolt, plus up and Lightning Bolt the Karn. Or we could just plus up and Lightning Bolt the face. And attack back down the Karn and leave it at 1. And then they have to either, let's see, they'll plus up. Alright, well, we will plus up for mana. Lightning Bolt the Karn. I'm not sure if it's, I mean, I'm debating whether it's worth just leaving the Karn around and going straight for the face, since we're on such a, we could do 5 damage this turn, get him to 10. Or what I was really debating was either hitting Karn for 2 and them for 3, and just letting them plus up the Karn. But we could have just gone all in for the face and hit him down to 5 next turn, had another 5 damage on board, and just try to like cobble together a victory over the Sundering Titan, since we can solitude it. And hopefully that, I can't remember if it's a death trigger or at least a battlefield trigger, but this, if we can solitude it and it's a death trigger, then we, well, then they gain so much life. Yeah, so I think that was the right play. Kill the Karn, chip away their resources. Currently our plan is all in on this Chandra. And thankfully, a Sundering Titan, maybe, I mean, I guess it can really, man, puts us to 1 mana. But we have the Chandra, theoretically, not anymore. Oblivion Stone comes down. They can activate it now. Ruin our fun. Yep. Karn having, our Tron doing all the Tron stuff. Now they have just not just natural Tron, but also another tower to ensure that they get the Sundering Titan down. That was a good top deck at least. I mean, it gives us a chance. That would have been nice to cast next turn, but we don't have the mana. Alright, opponent's down to 11. They're going to probably spend this turn doing Sundering Titan, which leaves us with a single land, it looks like. But we can, let's see if, and it enters or leaves the battlefield. Yeah, so we're going to be in trouble. But we have a Chandra, so maybe they have nothing. It's possible. Chandra's a good draw because it does give us mana, but it does mean we see what we're left with before we Solitude. So we have the 2 lands, that's good. Do we want to play an Esper Sentinel? It definitely gets us, might draw us some lands. Ragavan is nice. So we've rebuilt nicely. But we're going to have to, oh man, we're going to have to pitching Solitude to get the Sundering Titan off the battlefield, and then we're going to lose another land, probably a Plains. And we can do this now. It hurts, but hopefully I stacked my triggers correctly. I don't think it matters. I have not played many Evoke Elementals in my life. Playing the janky decks that I played, we don't typically get Evoke Elementals. So not only have we undone all the damage we've chipped in, we're also just getting our lands hosed. Choose enters Choose a land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. Okay, I see. So they don't get a board wipe our lands. They get to pick one of each, so they get 2 lands apiece. All right, well, I see what their follow-up play is. We have 0 lands. We do have a Chandra and a Ragavan and an Esper Sin, though. So there's a chance that they don't have any big action, and we will be able to rebuild. It's not a good chance. There's the Worm Coil. Let's stack our triggers the other way. So we want this one to go off last, right? So they're down to 1 card. We have 0 cards and no lands. We can't play lands off of Chandra, as I remember the hard way. Hey, we drew a land. Amazing. So we can actually, we'll see what we get, but let's go ahead and swing in. Alright, we'll see what happens. We're going to get a Ragavan hit in, we're going to draw a land, we're going to plus up the Chandra. See what we get off this Ragavan. We probably, no matter what, I can't imagine what we would cast. Sylvan Scrying, search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Okay, well, that does get us into the realm of lands, right? Maybe we can make an epic comeback. Our opponent has 1 card in hand. It might be garbage. Let's go get another land. Oh, should we get the Field of Ruin? Probably. It's not going to stop our opponent from doing Tron things, but it will stop them from getting too many constructs and going to get a Pithing Needle or something if they have it. And the One Ring. And they're going to pay for it, so we don't draw a card. And the One Ring does give them protection. This is each opponent, so I don't think that's going to matter. Yep. Now they're just going to refill and probably run away with this game. Another Worm Coil engine. Alright, well, we are going to probably have to hope this Chandra emblem that we could have gotten there, I guess. We could have implemented it. Maybe we should have, but we don't have any spells. So we're going to just hold back. Implement next turn and hopefully burn our opponent out with each one of our, I don't know how, because Worm Coil is going to gain them so much life, but theoretically we could, Emblem's our only way out here. We got rid of their Urza's land just in case, or their Urza Saga in case they have some kind of Pithy Needle shenanigans to shut down the Chandra. So we could have emblemed it and lost the Chandra, and then they would have just probably overrun us with Constructs. Chances of them not overrunning us right now with all their mana and cards that drawing are pretty slim, but we do have a chance if we draw well. Like an emblem, for instance, like a Wall of Omens to draw us into a card. Dismember, sure. If it survives, I guess. If they have another Dismember, we're going to be sad that we didn't implement immediately. They didn't let us draw a card, makes sense. Worm Coil does not have trample. I used to think it did. Thankfully it doesn't. No, let's see if they have a follow-up like Karn or Ugin to exile it. They went for the Saga, sure. Okay. Looks like we're going to get to the emblem, but will it be enough? Another Chandra. So we'll get the emblem. Play a land. I don't know. I really, we could sacrifice this land to go ahead and draw a card. But I don't know. So we drew a Chandra of all things. We only have 6 4-drop. Oh no, we play Solitude. Solitude, we've already seen 3 of them, so we probably aren't going to draw that. You never know. But we have 6 4-drops. We've seen 1 already, so that's the 3rd one. Whereas we could have cast anything at that with what we have mana wise other than the 4-drops in Solitude. All right, what is the horror that's coming our way now? It's been a fun game though. It's fun to see these sort of grindy-ish matchups. I mean, Tron has been ahead for this, since they got the Sundering Titan. We're just clawing our way to try to stay in the game as much as possible. They're going to gain so much life that we need a lightning bolt to kill this worm coil. And then they're still going to be gaining 3. Oh man. Alright, well we'll draw a card, even though it costs us a land. Let's see what their follow-up play is. We don't play Blood Moon in the sideboard because we're not a Blood Moon deck. We're trying for the alternate, whatever you want to call it, sideboard of switching game plans into a burn. I mean, we'll see what they get. We'll probably I can't imagine us coming back from this spot. So it's fun to see some of what Tron does, though. Sometimes, what is this Phyrexian Metamorph going to copy? Worm Coil. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of an artifact or creature on the battlefield. So probably the One Ring. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. But I do think there's a reason people play Tron in the friendly, not even friendly, but the free league play, because if it's not a tier 1 deck, it's a top tier 2 deck that can really just beat up on all the other decks out there pretty easily. Ulamog. We'll scoop it up in a few minutes. Let me just get to the end of their turn. We will draw a card and then go to second to the sideboard plan. We got the emblem. We drew a land. Okay. Well, we would have gotten to the Chandra after all. I mean, we'll just scoop. We could. I don't feel like playing this out. They have so much advantage. So many. They're going to be gaining so much life. We need to string together multiple spells. With the little bit of land we have, and Ulamog's coming, and we're dead to the Ulamog, taking out our lands. So we'll just bring in our sideboard plan, which is everything. I mean, Johnny Vengeance can tap down a land. I just think it's going to be too slow. So we basically want to take out our Planeswalker plan. Bring in our straight burn plan. Chandra can get us back a card from the graveyard, or flash it back. We saw Solitude being pretty powerful there. Alright, so opponent wasn't complaining about the deck. I think there is a bit of misunderstanding by English. What should we get rid of? Solitude, we saw how good it can be. So I think we're just going to have to go down the whole plan. I'm going to chat with my opponent a little bit. Okay, well we have the two lands, one of which is a Field of Ruin, which is really good. We have multiple Boros Charms, and the Solitude. So do we want to risk not hitting a third land? I think we. Oh man, I don't know what is our better. A better hand is just lands. So we're gonna try it. Alright, opponent's being very nice and apologetic. They obviously didn't mean to criticize or complain about our 3 Solitudes. They were just talking shop, basically saying, wow, that was really nice that you had that. And, yeah, so no worries, Graboid47. It's been a pleasure playing against you. I've enjoyed watching your deck dominate ours there. It was fun to see if I could claw back into the game after the Sundering Titan, but I could have easily. Most people would have scooped there. I probably would have too, but I need the reps with the deck to practice. Now we just need to get some. We just need to get lucky. We need to hit not another Field of Ruin, but if we do it, fine. We just need to hit a third land by turn 3. Since we're on the play, it might be fast enough. So we really want to draw a land. Will our deck cooperate? Land. Not just. Alright, so we're doing it. Okay, so now we have 4, 8, 12, 15 points of burn. But we still have no third land. So please, Magic Gods, can you please get us a land so that we can Field of Ruin something? 22 lands. I mean, I kept it thinking, alright, well, a third of our deck, slightly more than a third of our deck, is going to be land. And after the 7 cards in our hand, that's 53. We had 2 lands, so 20 out of 53, that's, getting closer to half. The chances of drawing lands are more likely than us mulliganing into something better than the Field of Ruin that was in our hand. Land. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Urza's power plant. Urza's mine. Urza's tower. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and destroy this and get a mountain. Alright, thank goodness. The Magic Gods came through. They did not just poop all over our plans by not letting us draw lands. Now, we still are very slow right now. We know they have the second Urza's land in hand because they got it off of Sylvan Scrying, and here comes Ancient Stirring, so maybe we'll get lucky. They have a power plant and a mine, so they're looking for the tower. They got the One Ring. It's a ways off. Let's see what they play. No, it's another mine. Interesting. So they're just setting up next turn for the One Ring. We could still use a land to start doing double things. Alright, the Magic Gods are listening to our requests. This does the target player or Planeswalker. Alright, so we will shock, yes. And the one thing about our burn plan is Tron does not hurt itself much. They do play the Dismember, but we're not giving them any targets right now, so they're not going to help us much. We're going to have to do the 20 points, honestly. Thankfully, we do have 15 of it on the board or in our hand already. Continuing to look for I guess, Tron lands, I imagine. Karn. Well, Karn is good for them because they can probably go get something like Worm Coil. Now they have the plant, and then that we knew about. Going to the end step, I assume. So we're going to go, we see if our alternative sideboard plan works. It did not work against Merfolk very well. We just didn't have enough burn to get there. Granted, Merfolk, and neither Merfolk nor Tron really help, are looking to another land. Well, we can hardcast these Solitudes now, which is nice. It didn't get there against Merfolk, but what I was saying, neither Merfolk nor Urza's or Tron are going to hurt themselves very much. The One Ring. So now we will Boros Charm. Alright, well, the One Ring is going to give them protection for now, but the Lightning Helix will kill them dead if they don't find a something to answer. So Solitude in hand is great, because if they do get a Worm Coil, we can go ahead and exile it. And now they're gonna hurt themselves with the One Ring. So that's nice. The One Ring is our way of getting them dead. We will hit them for 3 next turn. The burden counter should kill them, and if it doesn't, we'll see what we draw. The One Ring. Lightning Helix here. Now the question is, as it looks like we'll get there this game, I'm sure they have some sort of answer for burn. So I wonder, do we go back to our non-transformational sideboard plan and trust that they're going to bring in a lot of answers to our burn, or do we stick to the transformational sideboard plan? Alright, well, this is it. Do they have a way to answer their burden and damage off the One Ring? I've lost my own the One Ring before. It's never fun. They do have some instant speed shenanigans that I've seen. So they didn't draw with it, I guess. At the beginning of upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden, so they have to draw with it to get the burden counter. Alright, so fair enough. They're not going to draw with it anytime soon. Assume they're going to go get a Worm Coil Engine, which the Solitude does answer, but not permanently. That does, however, let them exile the One Ring and not die to it. So good for them. Can we Solitude this with this on the stack? I don't think so. I think it's a part of the cost. So they're going to pay the green and sacrifice, then it's going to go on the stack. Yep. But Solitude does hit for 3. They don't have the mana to activate Oblivion Stone. Are they targeting their own Oblivion Stone? They're just going to play another One Ring. I'm confused. Why would they? Oh, I guess they're at 3, so they're really going to roll the dice and think that try to get more advantage out of the One Ring. They must have drawn another one. They figure they can take 1 hit off of it, go get a Worm Coil. Man, all the manas. Now they're going to be able up to 5 mana. Do they have the One Ring? We have so many live draws if they do. Another Oblivion Stone. Okay, interesting. Okay. Should have just clicked to the end step. A little late. Alright, I got there. So, do we run that back? I'm not sure if we do. I mean, I think we're just a little too slow for what our main deck is. Probably a little too slow against Tron, to be honest. I mean, even on the play, we only just get the Field of Ruin down in time before they get Tron. When we're on the draw, Yeah, opponent said they chose the wrong thing, which is why you play a transformational sideboard. Alright, so we just don't have a lot against Tron since we don't play Blood Moons, and our Field of Runes are going to be too slow on the play to get them before they get to resolve something big if they have natural Tron, or get there by turn 3. But we've seen our Planeswalkers are very slow. They give Tron all the time in the world to build up, and they're just they're the better mid-range deck, obviously, the more powerful mid-range deck. So the question is, do we go ahead and take out all of our burn and hope that they can't beat us, or that we can be fast enough and beat them with our Planeswalkers plan, or do we just keep in the burn and hope to play around their hate? I think we have to play around their hate. I don't think grinding out value via our 3 and 4 drop Planeswalkers is going to get there against Tron. Okay, well, we do have this, which is nice, so that can slow down our opponent somewhat, especially if they do it on turn. That's 2 mana. And this is not. Oh, we're going to keep it and just see if we can. We're testing the deck out. See what kind of wear and tear can do some things for us against Tron. So. And the Ragavan gets in some hits, maybe steals some things, gives us ramps us with treasure tokens. So yeah, this may be a playable, winnable hand, depending on how we draw and what our opponent plays. Wear and tear does help against. Alright, so they're no natural Tron, but they're Sylvan Scrying. Alright, man, we really wanted to see a expedition map instead, but oh, more lands. Now we're flooding. Alright, they got the tower, they had the plant. Go ahead and get our hit in. Chromatic Star. Alright, well, we're digging. We have a chance. They took a turn off. They didn't have natural Tron, or they decided not to play it. So we have a chance to potentially find a Field of Ruin in time. There's the Oblivion Stone. Let's go get a land. So we can play a land, and we can get a treasure token, and if we draw Chandra, so I think what we're going to do is just destroy this with Wear. Draw a card. Another Ragavan. All the Ragavans. So it's lands and Ragavan so far. Searing Blaze. I forgot how bad that is against them. It can get whatever. It can do a 3 damage to a Worm Coil token. Half of a Worm Coil. Or it can do. Oh yeah, we took the Chandras out. I'm talking. Forgot about our sideboard plan. I was hoping, but it's true. We could have, if we had put them back in, still played it. But we're in our all burn plan. Ooh, Karn. That is a good one, although we don't have anything to tutor up. It does shut down their artifacts, though, which is good for us. Do we have anything on our sideboard? We have an Esper Sentinel. You may choose an artifact you own from outside the game or choose a face-up artifact card. You put it next to the card in your hand. Let's see if we can go get an Esper Sentinel. Oh, we took him out of our deck. Or we left him in the card. Okay, always yield. And we fail to find. And, well, we'll see what they can put together now. And, yeah, you can see another Oblivion Stone, but Karn shuts that down nicely. So that's good for us. Up to one target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature, so we don't have any of those. See what we get with all of our Ragavans. However, we can, this is going to be Trixie's right here. I've been watching Lord of the Rings with my kids. We can make one of their things, we can make their Oblivion Stone a creature, and then Searing Blaze it. Yes. Yes. The dream is coming together. I'm living my dream. The Searing Blaze is not so bad after all. We just had to take their Karn. Makes perfect sense. I don't know what my opponent's complaining about, really, but... Alright, so what we'll do, this is going to be fun, and our opponent's going to be salty probably, but we're going to play a land, tap that, make that into a creature. Choose target player, choose target creature. Alright, so go to combat. Yeah, I mean our opponent is upset about us getting their one card. I don't blame them if it's a one card deck. If it's a one card in their deck and they're saying they're mostly an artifact deck, I can see why they're a little bit salty that we stole it off of them with the Ragavan. So Graboid 47, I understand your complaint, and you have all the right in the world to be salty about me getting your one-off Karn and then using it to Searing Blaze your Oblivion Stone. And I'm sorry. That's all. There's the other Karn. So they do play more than one Karn. We already played a land this turn. We already did everything else. We'll save the treasure token. We'll Helix them at the end of turn. I'm going to take out our Ragavan and the Karn. We really need to draw a Solitude here, so we can hit him down to 5 from here. But Solitude is what we need to have a chance. We have the land to hardcast it. Anyway, I need to stop chatting with my opponent. Yeah, they were, and I get it. I'm not gonna be salty about the Ulamog. Tron always has Ulamog. No, they don't. But there's only two. Anyway, they think if we have the Solitude, maybe we'll draw it, and then it will be sad for them. They just found their second Ulamog though, so we need to run. We need back-to-back Solitudes right now. Solitude. Alright, so now they're at 8. That's good for us. Lava Spike was a good draw too. So we can put them to 5. And we really just want to hope that they don't have a 1 ring. And play a Ragavan. Our opponent is really playing the game out in their head the way they think it's going to go rather than the way it is going. And I mean, there's one aspect of just playing around what you think your opponent has, and there's another of just imagining all the ways you're going to lose and being frustrated with what your opponent's doing when you have an Ulamog on the board. So my only advice would be relax a little bit, take a deep breath. I get salty too, and I get in my head. You can watch my videos and see how I can get pretty frustrated at times. But best just to try to relax and let your deck play the way it's meant to play, and hopefully you'll draw to your outs. And that you set yourself up to draw to your outs, and if you get extraordinarily unlucky, fine, but I wouldn't say you've been extraordinarily unlucky this game. We'll hold on to the Ragavan, force their hand. Maybe they'll have to dismember or something. I'm sure it's the 1 ring though, or is it? That's the other Ulamog they're gonna play. But we have a lot of live draws even without any of our burn spells. So any burn spell, because 11 is not 10. But that does stop our plan of dashing in the Ragavan. Alright, deck. One time. Give me a burn spell. Give me a burn spell. Let me beat the bugaboo that is Tron, and it's a Helix. Anyway, good games. Graboid 47. I hope you have a good time playing your deck. And Variance is a cruel mistress, as I said. We both got turns of luck here and there. It's not. I don't know what they're talking about. Alright, I don't understand what my opponent's complaining about, but let me just... Anyway, I think there's some misunderstanding here. I don't think English is our opponent's first language, and they're thinking I'm complaining about the Ulamog when I'm not. I was trying to be encouraging to you to not just give up over the stolen Karn, but to realize that you have all kinds of Tron things that you can do that don't involve artifacts. Anyway. That's it. I'll keep talking with them if they stay on. But for now, this is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com, and I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, cyclesgaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my janky modern brews. My latest article is about the zombie pre-con and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction / fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.